Are you looking for digital nomad jobs so you can have a great income from anywhere? Then this video is for you. My name is Michael, and many people keep asking me how to find jobs where you can get a great income from anywhere, because I've been able to do this myself. In fact, I have an income where I can work whenever, wherever I want, and I'm just getting ready to go to Thailand for a few months. And because so many people keep asking me, how is that possible? Which options do I have? Then I decided to record this video where I will show you 6 amazing and great digital nomad jobs you can get started with no matter your background. So before I go over the options I want to show you, I just want to explain a little bit more about what to expect, because all the options that I will show in this video are methods where you can potentially earn a really great full-time income. But I'm not talking about jobs where you're then stuck at certain times in the middle of the night to do customer support or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about jobs that give you flexibility, because if you want to be a digital nomad and you like traveling, then you also don't just want to sit 10 hours a day stuck in front of your screen. You want the flexibility to work when it fits into your schedule, and that's the type of work that I will show you in this video. I just also want to make it clear that for some of them, it does take time to build up to the level where you get a really great income. Some of them you can start earning a little bit faster, but the ones that takes a little bit longer, they also have huge potential and potentially can make you a lot of money. And I will show you 6 different methods to give you some inspiration, because the thing is that when people ask how to get an income so you can travel when you want to, or just in general so you have flexibility to work on your own terms, then it's often because they don't realize that they actually do have the skills, because you don't necessarily need specific skills. That depends on the type of work you choose. Some require certain skills, others other skills, but some of them are also possible to learn no matter your background. So therefore I will show you different options, so no matter your background, no matter your preferences and your skills, you can find options that will work for you if you're just willing to put in the effort. So that's also why this is not a prioritized list. Which options are the best really depends on your personal preferences. So let's now get to these 6 options. So the first option is to become a graphic designer. And if you have any graphic design skills, then there is a lot of people looking for these skills to help them. That can be local businesses, it can be online businesses. I personally know that I regularly also need, graphic design, and I go on freelance platforms or hire people that I know to do graphic designs for me, because almost any type of business sometimes need graphic designs. And if you then have the skills, and you don't even need amazing skills with the tools available today, if you just have a sense for it, then you can find tools that makes it very possible for you to get great results. And I'm just jumped to one freelance platforms, because freelance platforms is a great place to start. And this is just one. This can be on basically any freelance platform. This is just to give you an idea. I'm on Upwork, and if you just go for graphic design, you see someone charges $50 per hour, $35, $50, and you see this is $75. So this is great rates that people are able to charge, and you can do this from anywhere. Of course, you need to be able to often work a little bit fast when people hire you or respond quickly, but other than that, you can do it on your own terms. You don't have to sit stuck in front of your computer at a certain time. So if you're interested in graphic design and good at that, definitely a great option. So the next option is to become a health coach if you have the interest in something like this and the knowledge for that. And one great platform to find jobs like that is Flex Jobs. I will also leave a link below to Flex Jobs, more information about that. This is a great platform. In general, one of the best platforms to find remote jobs, because they have a process where they really make sure that it's only legit jobs and serious employers. There is a small fee to register, but it's definitely one of the best, so worth that fee in my opinion. But you can also search for all the other options I talk about here on Flex Jobs. But for example, when it comes to health coach, you can see just how many different ones they just have for this topic. And this is also from anywhere that you can do this. Many of them are remote jobs, as you can see, and some of them requires you to be a US national, but there are a lot that does not require that. So this is really, really great. You can see you can file full-time, part-time, and also sometimes freelance. So often FlexJob is if you are looking more for jobs where it's not only project-based, but longer work or long-term work. And for that, it's really great, and you can get a great income from that. So the next option is one of my preferred methods, and that is to create a YouTube channel. And I know some people say, well, that's not for me because I don't like being on camera. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to be an actor or an actress or anything like that, because people think that you have to be an actor, an actress or something like that, and then it's just about luck. But it's not. YouTube is about learning a strategy. Yes, some people are just about entertaining and only are able to do this because they have a huge following or they are lucky. But anyone can learn to make a successful YouTube channel if you learn the right strategy, you find the right topics, you know how to find the right videos and create the videos correctly, optimize them correctly. If you learn this, anyone can do it. Of course, it will not happen overnight, but if you continuously put in effort, then it can give amazing earnings. And personally, I make a really great full-time income just from YouTube, and it gives so much flexibility because you are completely in charge. So I will also leave a link below to more info about how you can learn to do all those steps so you can do it correctly if you think this is the right option for you. Another very popular digital nomad income is having a blog. And this doesn't have to be a traveling blog. This can be a blog about anything. And just as it is with YouTube, it's not about luck. It's about learning the right strategy, how to create the right content and optimize it correctly. Then you can get success. It will take time, and you need to like to write, unless you of course have a huge budget to outsource the writing. But when you just start out, you probably want to write yourself. So if you don't like writing, then no, this is of course not for you. Then you can use some of the other options instead. But I will also leave a link below to this video I'm on right now. I have a video where I explain more about how to make money blogging, so you can learn more about that if you like writing, because then long term that can also give a really great opportunity and great income, and you can work completely on your own terms. Another great digital nomad job is to become a photographer. But of course you need the right equipment, you need the right interest for this. But if you have those skills, you can do it from anywhere. I've been traveling a lot and I meet quite a lot. No matter where I come, there are photographers that also love traveling, and you don't have to use a freelance platform. You can, but what I find is that in local communities, whenever I travel, there are always a couple of photographers, and many people are interested in having pictures done maybe for their business. Other digital nomads want business pictures, or they just want family pictures, they want pictures from the holiday, things like that. And often they end up getting a lot of work once people start hearing about them. So if you like traveling and staying in places for a little bit longer, then you can build up a reputation and make really good money like that. You can also go to freelance platforms like, for example, Upwork or some of the other freelance platforms I showed, and find work. Here you can see some of the hourly rates there. Also, you can earn really good money like that. But as mentioned, you don't even need to do that if you are in local communities. Very often, that's my experience anyways, you can find a lot of work while just traveling and talking to people. So the last option I want to show you is to become a social media manager. So if you're interested in social media, have an understanding of that, you can go to freelance platforms. For example, now I'm on Fiverr. This is one of them, but you can also use like Upwork or FlexJobs, as I have also mentioned there. And then you can see, just if you search for social media manager, there's a lot of people that have services like this. So of course there's some competition, but there's also a lot of people that need social media managing, because almost any business today has some kind of social media presence, and many of them just don't have the time or the skill to do this. So you can be, whether you're interested in managing Pinterest or Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you can create jobs here, and some of them make really good money, as you can see. So if you have that interest, then becoming a social media manager definitely can also be a great option. So as you can see, there are plenty of options to find a digital nomad job, no matter your preferences and your background. And these are just 6 examples. There are more options. This is to give you inspiration and show you that no matter what skills and background you have, there are options to create an income that gives you flexibility to travel when you want to, work from where you want to, and when you want to. And that is just really amazing. I have that flexibility myself. I don't travel all the time, but I love to have the flexibility and option to do it if I choose to. And in my experience, creating a YouTube channel, for example, or a blog where you are completely in charge, that is what has the biggest long-term potential, because you are completely in charge. And once it starts snowballing, for example, with a YouTube channel, it can really grow into an amazing income. It takes a little bit longer to get the ball rolling because you start from scratch, whereas some of the other jobs, you can a little bit faster start once you start building your reputation. But there is a limit to how much you can earn, because there's a limit to how much or many hours you can work per day. Whereas when you have, for example, a YouTube channel, then once it starts rolling, you actually don't have to keep putting in as much effort, because it just kind of snowballs and it can just really grow into an amazing income. But which options are best really depends on your personal preferences. I will leave links below to some of my top recommended options. For example, I promise to leave a link to more information about how to learn all the steps to create a YouTube channel. Also, the video I have about how to create a blog, I'll leave a link to that video below. And also I will leave a link to more information about flex jobs, because that is one of my top recommended platforms to find remote jobs in general. But overall, I just hope this video helped you, and if it did, then make sure to like the video, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time there's a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.